Any video in the next 3 or 4 videos, if it gets 5,000 likes, I will lift the rear of this. Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, I am SendIt Steve. We've got the F450 here, but today's video is going to be kind of like mixy-matchy. We're making the brake lines, and of course, the day that I set out to do this, it starts raining, but we're going to be making the brake lines on the Avalanche. Now, as you've seen over there, I do have one of the lines already out. You can see it's actually dripping here. But like I said, we are going to go ahead and just replace all of these lines. I'm not going to mess around with it. I just want to get it done. I want this thing to be perfect. I want to be able to just drive it and have no worries. So this is going to actually be the next line that we replace. I'm doing it one line at a time because obviously I know sometimes I get scatterbrained, and it's probably the best thing for me, so that in case it really starts downpouring, I just replace it one line at a time and we don't mix match where the lines go. So I actually have the one line over here already flared and everything. So I got it cut to the length. I have it actually flared. Everything's kind of that length there. That is the old line. It obviously broke right away. But I also, one thing that I do is I try to use the old fittings just because they'll go right back into place as long as you don't round them out. These actually came out. I actually soaked these for like 3 or 4 days in PB Blaster. So these came out really well. But as you can see, we got our flare on that end. Come over here, got our flare on this end. And this line is actually ready to go back inside this truck. So I'm going to go ahead and do this here real quick. I probably won't record much, but it's very simple, guys. You can make these lines yourself. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. I think a roll of 25 foot of brake line there is, I think, 30 bucks. 35, 40 bucks. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but you can get a roll for practically nothing, and then make your own lines, spend some time. Yes, it is going to take you some time. It is. I probably have an hour into just getting one of the lines out right now, but it is what it is. I'd rather spend that time, 40 bucks, know that it's all good, and then we can actually tow with that thing too later on down the road. Wanted to also come in here, guys, and give you guys a quick headlight update and marker lights. So I went ahead and just got kind of like the smoked finish with them. I didn't want to go crazy with it. I know a lot of people, you know, like that look where they have like the lights that go around here. I didn't really like that. I want this to be a nice clean representation of the Avalanche. I know a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, but I wanted it to be a clean representation of this car. So I think this is going to be the better way. And then I have a new grille actually for it as well. And I believe I'm actually going to wrap that new grille black, because I also got black that I wanted, and I think it'll tie the front of this truck in really, really nice. Should I act like whistling bees? Not reusing it.
Come on, Steven, hit it with your big purse.
My hand hurts. I actually didn't even want that to break where it broke.
That's enough of that. Let's go talk about a real truck. Not this thing. Look, you notice what he's got the Bruce hooked up to? A real truck. Now, that's a real truck. Oh, hi, Steve. Are you good? Hey, what are you doing? You're gonna cut them both off right now.
Yeah, I got to. Like the picture, that other truck doesn't have them at all. So I'm just gonna get them all.
So what, those brackets there just go through a hole in the front there?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well. So, Steve asked me if I would take those bolts out while he was running the Sawzall. I was always told, cut away from, or yeah, cut towards your buddy, so he's the one that gets bloody.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Not for your buddy.
I wasn't gonna bleed.
So
I think I had it under control.
that's a tech tip for you guys that are looking for tech tips. Cut away from or cut towards your buddy, so he's the one that gets bloody. That better make the video. It's gotta make the video.
It will. And I'm gonna show me cutting towards you. Perfect.
All right, let's do it.
All right, which way are you going? This one? Alrighty guys, so we're actually gonna get back onto the Avalanche here. I gotta pull some of the footage. I was able to salvage some of it, I was not, but we are down yet another GoPro here. So I ended up, well, Josh, me, whoever, it doesn't really matter, we're not pointing fingers at anybody, but one of us ended up leaving it on the front of the F450 and kind of running over my GoPro. So some of the footage was actually salvageable and some of it was not. So what I decided, which as you can tell, the grill's on, everything, I decided to kind of pull back off. I had this thing completely done, but I decided to pull it all off and kind of show you guys what it's going to take and what we're going to actually do to go ahead and make the HD bumper fit on the front of the cat eye here, or the Avalanche here. Sorry, I didn't mean cat eye. But yeah, so I am down another GoPro, and sort of, I guess it is what it is. So I don't know how the sound quality is on this that I'm recording with, but we're gonna have to roll with it. I ordered a new GoPro. It should be here Monday or Tuesday. So let's just get into the video. All right, so basically, long story short, what we ended up doing here was the 1500 actually has a mount that comes on and it sits on top, and then the bumper mounts to that top plate and then this bottom plate here. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it in the GoPro. Yeah, you can see it there. So it actually has this plate here, and then there's another top one which it mounts to. However, we don't actually need that, and we can actually just 100% get rid of it. So basically what you see in the videos, we cut the tops off of it. I was actually going to cut this ear off. A lot of people wanted to see kind of like the how-to. Long story short, the way I am going to do this is I'm going to actually just weld the new bumper right onto the top of here. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually cut this through and drill through this and actually put a bolt through. I could do that, but it's just easier. I can take with the grill out, I can actually just take and put a welder up through here. So let me, I'm gonna actually pull the grill and everything back off here, because the way I had it bolted on earlier was just with the side things here. So that's the other thing I wanted to say is on the side plates here, you can actually just bolt onto, it's actually the center bolts instead of which were the bottom ones. So it's definitely super simple and it's gonna be super sturdy. That plate obviously holds the back, and then when you weld the top here, the bumper's not gonna go anywhere. So let me get the bumper up here, pull the grill and everything out, and then we'll get back to where we were, and I'll show you what I'm going to do versus what you could do. You can tell, like I said previously in the vlog here, is I actually lost a bunch of footage, so I got to retake this. You can tell the fenders and everything are actually still on the truck. I'm sorry I didn't get to show you guys that. I definitely had it recorded, but with the GoPro having issues and being busted, I lost a lot of footage. So anyway, this is what my plan of attack is going to be with this. As you can tell, this has a factory style flare on it for being the 2500. I think a lot of them actually came factory with this. For some reason, I think it's because everyone hates it, I like the cladding that they put on these Avalanches, and I'm going to actually retain this factory cladding. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go ahead and notch about here down through here, so that we can actually do like the fender on the Avalanche comes with. You can see here it actually has a factory little notch in it already. Easy, simple to do. It'll be a clean piece. Also, we're going to still retain the cladding and make it fit. So we're going to keep this fender flare on here. As you can tell, it's going to be something similar to that. Now, I am going to try to make it as perfect as possible. As you guys know, I'm not a body guy. I'm not really the perfect guy for this, but it's not really a perfect truck either. So we're not going for 100% show, but this will end up being on this fender by the time I'm done with it. So the easiest way, like I said, is I'm just gonna go ahead and notch in right here, cut this little piece out so the door will be able to open, because as you can tell now, as soon as you open it, that cladding just bounces off that fender. So I'm just gonna notch it. We're gonna cut whatever little section we need out of here and go across, and then we're gonna actually retain the factory cladding over this fender. So I like it. I think it's gonna look good with this being a flare also. I hope it's gonna be probably a video that you'll see later on this week. So I'm excited to do that and retain, like I said, the cladding that's on the truck. So let me get the front end put back on this truck and show you guys kind of what I'm gonna do it and versus how you guys can do it, and we'll go from there. So stand by. I'm literally working backwards, guys. Like I literally made this entire video already, so I'm working hard for you guys. I do want to show you guys how to do this, so it is a little frustrating on my behalf, so I apologize if I seem a little frustrated doing this, but I already had the truck done. So now I got to tear it all back apart. You can tell I even painted the freaking grill, I painted the bow tie. I mean, everything was killer. It looked amazing, and now I got to take it all back off just to remake a video because of a broken GoPro. Is what it is. Let me get this stuff taken off. Now that I have this up in place, basically what I wanted to show you is, you can see here with this actually bolted down and tightened, it will actually just go right into the factory location right here on this T. Not sure if you can see it, I might have it up a little high, but it literally just tightens right in. Those bolts will go right on there, and you'll be good to go. Then also down there, you'll have to tighten that one up. I have it loose right now, but as you can tell, I have it set just a little bit in, about 1/4 of an inch out, and that is because of a little bit of frame damage that we have on this corner here. Not a big deal. This side here, I obviously moved it a little bit forward too, just so that it's even on that side. Now when we come in here, like I said, your truck will be able to just get a bolt through here, and then you can reach in through here. If you see how I notched these here, you can actually reach in there, put a nut on the bottom, and you can bolt straight through this piece here. Not a big deal. It's super, super easy. However, I am just going to weld across this tab here and make it work. Super simple. Either way you do it isn't going to hurt it. I feel like welding it because I don't really feel like drilling and all that. By the time I clean this up and just shoot a bead across it, it'll be, you know, it'll actually be stronger than if I just toss a bolt in there. Plus it will literally be faster. It'll save me probably 15 or 20 minutes. Now with the bottom one, something like this is obviously what you could use. You can see you could drill straight through it if you wanted to, and then this piece would go inside here like so. Obviously you'd have to trim it to fit and make it perfect, but this piece would go in there, and then you could actually through bolt to the bottom one. However, I don't need this bottom bolt. I don't need it. It doesn't really matter. I'm welding up top here. Probably should have it, but I don't need it. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing the welding here, and it is literally $150 Harbor Freight welder. No gas, just straight electric. And is it gonna look the best? No, but will it do the job? 100%. The one thing about using this here is if you get enough heat in it, it will actually do a good job welding and you know, kind of bonding. So it's not gonna be perfect, but let's get the job started. Well, as you can tell here, we have it welded up. And again, like I said, we're not welding with gas here, and we're not using a real expensive welder. So the welds are going to, you know, look a little bit like that. They're not terrible welds for what I'm working with. I'm using literally $150 Harbor Freight welder. It'll do the job. As you can tell, we got our tabs bolted on here, or I mean, welded on here. We're good to go. And I think it's going to turn out really, really nicely. As you can tell, we got everything on. It's actually really, really sturdy. As you can tell here, it's not going anywhere. It's in a good location. And like I said, a bunch of people were wondering if I was going to do, you know, a bolt through, which you could nut and bolt through there. And then, like I said, you could use a channel to nut and bolt through here. It would just go straight down and bolt to that piece. But I think we're going to be good here. This thing is not moving. That's obviously just the plastic, but this thing is not moving, and it is on the truck. So let me give you a little jumper on it too, so that you guys can tell that I'm not just yanking your chain here. She is on. And she ain't going anywhere. Now that's no hands too, so you don't think I'm using my hands. But she's on there. She's solid. She's ready to rock, ready to roll. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of the grill on here, and I'll show you guys the final product of installing everything in the front end. Then we'll pick up on another video of, you know, beautifying this thing, we'll call it. So we'll do like some painting. We'll do the cladding over here that we need to do, finish up the brake line, and oh yeah, that's the other thing. We only have one more brake line to replace on this thing, and we're good to go. So another thing I wanted to mention too, that bumper was already bent a little bit. It was hit kind of here, so the bumper's not perfect. If I wanted a perfect build, I would have made a perfect build, but we're doing this. I like it. I'm happy. Let's get the grill installed. Oh yes, that looks absolutely killer on this truck. I freaking love it. The thing looks freaking mean. We still do have the plastic on the headlights here, guys. I didn't pull all that off yet. I was just waiting until the final for that to come off. But what a freaking transformation that this truck is doing. I freaking love this Avalanche. I know a lot of people hate the Avalanche. They hate the cladding. They hate all the they just hate the truck. But it is actually a full frame truck. It's not a ridgeline like everybody thinks or calls it. This thing looks freaking sick, and I cannot wait to start driving it. So there you guys have it. There's your quick little how-to on you know, cat eye swapping the front of this. Again, sorry about the lost footage. There's nothing I can really do about it. With 2 GoPros down now, it is what it is. Got to be a little bit easier on my equipment. I can't complain. These 2 got me through the entire year, and we got a new one on the way anyway. So it is what it is. Hope you guys like the content. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's see if we can't get this one to 4,000 thumbs up. If you get 5,000, guys, any video in the next 3 or 4 videos, if it gets 5,000 likes, I will lift the rear of this. But if it doesn't, she's staying squatted, tooted, tilted, whatever you want to call it. All right, guys, there you have it. If you like the content, again, please smash that like button, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in an upcoming video. Take care. Have a great one.